Welcome to Professor SNAB, where we aim to make A-level biology as simple as a cell. So today we're understanding the different types of evidence for climate change and its causes. And these include records of carbon dioxide levels, temperature records, pollen and peat bogs, and dendrochronology. And you will also be recognizing correlations and causal relationships. So, what are the different evidence for the causes of climate change? It is global warming and increase in concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere via human activities. So, this is just a quick side note. It is very common to see data-related questions on the effect of global warming and the relationship between human activities and increase in greenhouse gases. So, do make sure you're very comfortable with this topic. And another quick tip for data related questions I just want to add is that always make sure that you do some type of calculation. So some type of calculation using the data they give you. So you could do a percentage change or maybe do one of the tests depending on what data they give you. So that's because the mark scheme does give 1 or 2 marks for doing some form of calculation. So it's like data manipulation or something. That's what's written on the mark scheme. So do make sure you do some form of calculation. So the evidence of climate change. So records of atmospheric carbon dioxide levels, records of average global temperature, pollen grain samples over the years, and analysis of rings in the trunks of trees. Another important slide because this is a very, very predictable question that does come up quite frequently. They come up as 2 or 3 markers, but it's quite good to know regardless because it's quite a predictable question. It does come up quite frequently. So, atmospheric carbon dioxide and volcanic eruptions and limestone rocks weathering has led to carbon dioxide levels fluctuating throughout Earth's history. And this is seen through ice cores. So deeper into the layers of ice you go, the older the layers of ice is. So the analysis of bubbles trapped in the ice can tell you the levels of carbon dioxide present at that time. So CO2 levels are on the rise since the Industrial Revolution, and correlation between atmospheric CO2 levels and temperature has been observed. And another point is that solar winds and sunspots also have an impact on the levels of carbon dioxide. However, it is quite important to know that correlation does not mean causation. However, in this case, there is very strong evidence that there is a link between carbon dioxide levels and global temperatures. So this is a valid relationship to observe. Temperatures have been recorded using thermometers, and it has been observed that there is an increasing average global temperature since the mid-1800s. And this timeline coincides with the time that the Industrial Revolution first started, and which is basically the time that we started using fossil fuels. Looking at pollen grains preserved in peat bogs. So peat is the accumulation of dead plants decomposing under waterlogged and acidic conditions and becoming compact over time. So the place where this accumulates is called peatland or peat bog. And deeper layers of peat are older than top layers. So the layers can be analyzed and pollen grains can be studied to understand the climate at the time. So different pollen grains that are found at different layers of peat can be used to trace back to really specific plant species, and those plant species can give you a rough estimate of what kind of climate was present at that time. So is another way that you can understand how the climate has changed over the years. The study of dendrochronology, which is the study of tree rings. So tree trunks grow in diameter each growing season as they produce more vascular tissue. Light-colored rings are associated with faster growth, warmer springs and summer months, while dark-colored rings are associated with slower growth in autumn. So from that, we can say that one light ring combined with one dark ring suggests 1 year of growth. So from that, we can also say that by counting the number of pairs of light and dark rings can suggest how old the tree is. So from Professor Snap today. Hope you found this topic useful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, or if you have any questions across the board in general as well, let me know in the comments below and I will get back to them. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.